Okay, let's get started. So you have to, these are going to be multi-step problems. You have to piece it together. First, I'm going to find this intercepted arc, which is equal to 37 times 2, because this inscribed angle is intercepted by this arc right here. 37 times 2, right, that's equal to 60 plus 14. That's 74, right? And now I need to find this guy right here. I'm going to call it x. Well, you see how this passes through the center? All of this, x plus 74, that has to equal 180. You know, this whole thing right here has to equal 180. So I know you could easily do it from here, right? You subtract 74 from both sides, and you can obviously do that yourself, right? Let me get 106 at the end, right? Okay, so you see how it's all based on stuff you know? You know a circle is 360, you know half of it's 180, you know inscribed angle is 1/2 the measure of the arc, etc., etc. So you got to piece it together. All right, next one. Okay. So this is 62. It passes through the center again. So this, all of this is 180, right? Because it's half the circle. So 62 plus x equals 180. Yeah, so you'd subtract it. So we get 118, okay? So this is 118. This is 118 right here. So this is going to be half of that. 118 divided by 2. So we get 59, right? Question mark equals 59. So you got to be clear on your relationships, okay? Question mark equals 59. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this is a little tricky, but all of this, right, because this inscribed angle intercepts all of this, all of the black that I'm shading, right? So all of this equals 79 times 2. That equals 160 minus 2, 158. Right? So I'm going to call this x. All of this has to be 158. X plus 80. Right? Obviously, we subtract 80 from both sides. Okay, so we should get 68. Sorry, 78. Okay? Degrees. So it's stuff you know, guys. You just have to be clever about how you put it together. Okay, this one, we got to be careful here. It doesn't pass through the center, so we cannot just say that this is 180 because it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go through the center. So the best way to do this is 180. All of this is double 80 is 160. Yeah, now I can call this x, and I'm going to set up a simple equation. X plus 160, because all the way around is 360. X plus 160 plus 118 equals 360. And I know you guys can finish it up from there. It's basic algebra. Okay. Right? So keep track of what the intercepted arc is. We follow the line, so it has to be all of this, right? Okay. So that's that. Okay. This one. Okay, yeah, this one's definitely doable. I'm just taking a look at it to think about it. Okay, so there's a lot of extra information here. This angle is intercepted by all of this. So I'm going to call all of that x, and we set up a simple equation. 70 plus 136 plus x all the way around is 360. Right? So we do some math. We got to find that. And then we have to divide by 2 to get the question mark. So I'm not going to finish it all for you, but let's do some of it. So I get x plus 206 equals 360. So x equals so I get 154. Then we have to half that to get question mark. And guys, I would use a calculator. Why make this harder than it needs to be? So I get 77. Okay? So you got to see how I had to look at it for a second before I did it. You have to think about what approach can I take. Okay? Let's get through 6, 7, and 8. Okay? A really useful bit. See how it passes through the center? So I know that this guy right here has to be 60 because half a circle is 180 degrees. Oh yeah, so this is not too bad because we follow this. It has to be half of 60. So that was actually doable in our head. Right? So always keep track of what's going on. If it passes through the center, then you always want to look for 180-degree relationships or 360-degree relationships. Well, so it looks complicated, right? It wants this question mark. Okay, so again, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about the best approach. So 59 times 2 will give us this. Right, so 59 times 2. How would you do this in your head, guys? It's just 120 minus 2, 118. Yeah, now we're in good shape. See, it's all about that first step, because I'm going to call this x. X plus, we know that has to be 180. So minus 118, minus 118. So you should get 62, right? 62 degrees. Okay, so always just pause, look at it, think about the best approach. It's going to be probably very similar, okay? Yeah, it is. This is not too bad. We can do this in our head. Because we go across from 30, so this is 30. It intercepts this angle, which is 60. Yeah, so this plus this has to be half a circle, which is 180. So actually, this is not too bad of a problem. Question mark equals 120, because it has to be 180 minus that, okay? So in order to be successful on this, let me just summarize what you need to know. Get a fake whiteboard out, okay? So you need to know this stuff. You need to know, let me give you a few examples. If you don't know this, you're not going to do well on this. It all starts with this basic idea that the inscribed angle, if this is 20, what's that? If this is 30, what's that? So you have to multiply by 2 to get that. That equals 40. That equals 60. And then we can go the other way too. What if we give this is 60, what's that? This is 100, what's that? So we would divide by 2 in this case. This is 30, and that equals 50. Okay? So know that simple. Do I divide by 2? Do I multiply by 2? You have to know that. And then simply put, you have to know that passes through the center. We can find, so if this is 50, sorry. Let's make it even easier. This is 60, and this is question mark. Well, you know that all of this is 180, so question mark equals 120. You have to know that. And then lastly, yeah, you might have to go all the way around. So what if they give you this? Right, this is 100, this is 200, hypothetically, and what's this? So this plus this plus this is all the way around. It has to be 360. So 100 plus 200. So that's going to help you out, right? You just get 60, you know. Okay, so you know that stuff. You got to use your brain. You got to piece it together. You'll be successful.